Good evening, Park Church family, and thanks for tuning in to your Midweek Pastor's Moment. It's March the 1st already, and really glad that you could join me. So we are in a midweek series called Jesus Sees. That Jesus is our sympathetic Savior, and He not only understands where we are location-wise, but He really knows where we're at emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And He sees our struggles, and He's familiar with our weakness. And so we've already looked on the first week at Zacchaeus, and that Jesus saw him. He saw his heart. Last week, we looked at the man at the pool of Bethesda who had been an invalid for 38 years. And in healing him, Jesus really reveals he saw the man's faith. He had faith to be healed. And so this week, we're going to read a short passage that Jesus not only sees our struggle, but He also takes note of our sacrifice. So I'm reading from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 21. It says, "As Jesus looked up, He saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. 'Truly I tell you,' He said, 'this poor widow has put in more than all the others.' These people," talking to the crowds, talking to the masses that were there, "they gave their gifts out of their wealth. But she, out of her poverty, she put in all she had to live on." And so here we see again, he's singling out, or He's identifying one person in a crowd of similar individuals. Remember the man at the pool of Bethesda, he was there surrounded. It was a crowded pool, a place where people were going and waiting to be healed. And so just imagine all these people from all different walks of life. They were bringing their gifts and presenting them at the temple. They were bringing them to the treasury. A flow of people dropping off their gifts into what looked like a trumpet-shaped funnel. And then the gifts would fall into a box. And of course, they would make that great chime sound when change hits a pile of change. Maybe you have a piggy banker, you remember what that sounds like to save your coins and that cha-ching that it makes. And so that was what was happening. And so the crowds, the mass of people, Jesus identifies them as the rich. Yet there was one among them who was unlike the others. She was a poor widow. And so of her husband, we don't know. Of her family, if there was any, we have no other information about. But what we are told is that she gave 2 small coins, and that Jesus declares her gift as the most extravagant gift being offered. You see, everybody else gave out of their wealth or their abundance, and after their gift, they were no worse off, right? They had much to spare, but when the widow put in her offering, her gift was all that she had. Jesus says, this is all she had to live on. And so Jesus says she gave out of her poverty, she gave her best gift, holding nothing back. And I've heard it said that generosity isn't measured by the size of your gift, it's measured by how much you have left over. And this widow gave all that she had. And in giving everything she had to live on, she really shows that her faith, her dependence, and her daily reliance on God to meet her needs. She wasn't thinking or withholding, saying, well, I need this money to buy food, or I need this money to buy clothes, or for some other luxury. She showed the posture of her heart, and she gave sacrificially, and Jesus noticed her gift, no matter what the size, 2 small copper coins. And so, talking the fact that Jesus sees us, He knows us, you may feel like you're overlooked. But I want to tell you that Jesus sees your sacrifice. I want you to know that Jesus, He sees your gift, He sees your offering, no matter how it compares to the gifts of others. We often hear that comparison is the death of contentment when we compare others. So when you serve in our kids department and you take time at home to study the lesson, to pray for your kids, no one else may see this or think of it as a big offering, but Jesus takes note of that. When you show up, when you come and behind the scenes, you serve and you maybe decorate, or you prepare food, or you serve in some other way, hidden, Jesus sees. When you call shut-ins, when you call or visit widows, when you take someone else out for coffee because you believe that Jesus is asking you to or he's leading you to, and you take time to minister to people. You might not have a title, you don't have a prestigious position on the platform, but God honors your generous gift and he sees and admonishes you. And when you give your tithes and your offerings, when you give from the part-time job that you have, or you give out of your fixed income, you give though you don't make as much as you used to, God sees your gift. And you shouldn't think that your tithe, the 10% of your income, is any less significant than the next person who makes more or less. Whether you're a student or a senior, God sees your giving and he honors your sacrifice. If you offer the first fruits, Scripture tells us the whole lump or the whole batch is holy. And so I'm really thankful for so many in our church that have been here and served over the generations. And was even talking to a lady this past week that in May it's going to be 37 years that she's been here. And others who have spent their time serving and have done serving in kids ministry or spent time on the worship team in past years. And now they say, I can't do what I used to do, but I continue to pray. And that is such a valuable gift, and it's an honorable gift. And Jesus sees our sacrifice to do those things. Whenever we serve him and we honor who he is in our lives, he sees us, even if it wasn't what we're able to do. And so I'm just so grateful for all the people that serve our church family and our church body here. And you may not hear it enough from us that we really are thankful for your sacrifice, the time you put into serving, to preparing, to praying, to things that people may never see this side of eternity. But I want to assure you that Jesus sees. And let this be just my thank you to you for all that you're doing, for all that you've done, and how you just continually to faithfully give, even sacrificially, of your time, your talent, and your treasure to the work of the Lord. What you give is valuable, and it makes our church a church that people want to belong to, and allows us to preach the gospel and reach others and allow others to come in. And so thank you. Just remember, Jesus sees. Never think that your offering is too little to give, that what you have to offer Christ in terms of service is too small or too insignificant. It is incredibly significant in the body, a big body, diverse with many parts, each of them so significant. So thank you for that, Park Church. A few announcements before I let you go for the evening. Tomorrow, we welcome our seniors for our monthly seniors luncheon. And so we're really excited to be hosting that every month. And you can sign up monthly and let them know that you're coming. And they have various programs that they do and ways to just encourage you. And so come on out. Also, our Easter prep is happening on Thursdays at 7 p.m. You can enter through door number 4 or any of the doors this week. Come down to the CFM wing and help us pack eggs. And soon we're also going to be packing crafts for our Easter egg hunt happening on the Easter weekend. It's a huge community-wide event. We have over 100,000 chocolate eggs to pack. We're looking for those to come alongside of us. So maybe you have a business and you belong to our church, or maybe your company likes to support local initiatives and things like this. We'd love to talk to you about getting on board and helping us with this event. Sunday, we're continuing in our Red Letter series as we journey up to Easter, up to that great event. Why don't you consider who you can invite to join with you to either our Good Friday communion service or our Easter Sunday celebration service. Think about your friends, think about your neighbors, and just really appreciate all those who even now are just bringing others along and inviting their friends to church. Parents' Night Out is it's a great opportunity for you parents to invest in your marriages and invest in your relationships. It's happening on Saturday, March the 11th. And even if you have maybe family in town who babysits for you, you have a regular sitter that you don't mind using, don't feel bad about signing up for the Parents' Night Out event. This is an opportunity. This is a programmed event at the church for your kids. It's a free event, so you don't have to feel bad about asking your parents again or for paying for a babysitter. We want you to come. We want you to have the time to invest in each other. We're going to have some great suggestions about what you can do during that Parents' Night Out. And while you're out, if you take a picture and you tag us, tell us what your event or your parent night out win is. We really want to bless a couple with a special night out at a hotel downtown in Edmonton, just because we really believe in healthy families and healthy marriages. So don't forget, sign up online and invest in your kids. This Sunday is the deadline. You only have a few more days, so mark it in your calendars. Also coming up, our ladies retreat is happening in April, and on Sunday they're going to be in the foyer selling tickets, and you can sign up online. You can share their post and invite a friend. Connie Jacob is going to be speaking. Really excited to have Connie back here for our women's retreat. And so please, ladies, don't miss out on this wonderful event. Once a year happens a special in-house retreat just for the ladies. The men this coming Saturday are going to the Impactus, which is the Promise Keepers event, and so we know that they're going to be blessed through that. Finally, just wanted to say an incredible thank you to Brian Dowd. Brian has served on our board in an appointed position as our treasurer. After he completed his 6-year term, we invited him to stay on as our treasurer, and he's done so and served faithfully for a number of years. And Brian recently resigned from this position, and so we just wanted to express our gratitude to him for all of his years of service and how he served our church family through his term on the board, and as well as his term in the position as appointed treasurer. So we're thankful for that, but Park Church just thought you should know. And of course, we'll have a treasurer giving our report at our annual general meeting, and we have our financial minutes reviewed every month. And so just wanted to express my gratitude to Brian for all that he's done. That's all for me tonight, Park Church. Have a great evening, and we will see you on Sunday.